has been interesting as we have been moving a lot. Slow traveling through Europe and living in Airbnbs 1 month at a time. Tracking my calories has been challenging because I don't always have access to the same foods, don't carry a food scale with me, and often end up eating out at restaurants. I basically gave up logging my food into my MyFitnessPal and decided to try intuitive eating instead. So let me show you what that actually looks like for me and share some of the lessons that have helped me get to where I am today. Morning, you guys, from our Airbnb here in Montenegro. Okay, it's finally time for breakfast. I don't know what it is about beans and tomato sauce. I am literally obsessed with them. I'm gonna have it with some of the fresh bread that we got from the bakery here. It's pretty crazy, but these are like 80 cents and absolutely amazing. One thing to mention is that intuitive eating doesn't mean that I suddenly get to eat fast food all the time. I'm still keeping a structure to my meals, eating healthy, but eating the foods that I want and that make me feel good. The idea behind intuitive eating is that if I'm not restricting, if I'm maintaining a healthy weight, then my body will be well regulated and it's going to know exactly what it needs to function well. My goal is to try and work with my body, understanding and listening to its internal cues such as hunger, feeling full, and even craving certain foods. From personal experience, I know that it is awfully scary to trust your body to that extent and let go of any judgment or guilt associated to food. Sometimes just letting it be can be a lot more difficult than taking action, and it has taken me many years to get to this point in my journey. So here's the thing, I don't feel like I could have done this at the beginning of my journey. It really took years of tracking food in order for me to learn a number of things, such as how to balance my meals, what a standard portion looks like, what kind of foods make me feel good and make me feel satiated, and also to kind of accumulate a number of go-to meals that I can easily prepare. At this stage of my journey, I feel like I struggled the most with two of the food rules. One being to feel my fullness. And this has been something that's been with me since the beginning because I am someone that can sit down and just eat until I'm about to explode and then continue eating more. And I used to be stuck in this reoccurring cycle where I'd restrict during the week and then overeat on weekends. So it's taken me many years to break that. So how I've been managing this while traveling is that I've actually been using my boyfriend as a guide on how much I should eat, just because his hunger cues are pretty well regulated and he has to eat a little bit more than me. So let's say if we're at a restaurant, he'll eat a full pizza and I'll just try to eat just a little bit less than him, so maybe 1 or 2 pieces less. Some of it I've noticed is really related to the fact that I eat quickly when I'm hungry, so my hunger cues don't have time to catch up. And I've been really trying to slow it down, have water with my meals, and then reassess my hunger at that point. The second food rule that I was struggling with was not being the food police. And I think because I've tracked calories for so long, it was just really hard for me to accept certain foods as part of my diet, especially while we traveled here in Europe. For example, Italy had just amazing pizzas and cannoli, and France had just delicious almond croissants and brioche. And at first I tried to stay away from them and not indulge, but in order for me to feel fully free when it came to food, I had to allow myself to have the little pleasures in life and enjoy these foods. After that, I definitely indulged in way too many almond croissants, and at one point we even called it a ritual because we had been having it for breakfast so many days in a row. But it honestly did take that process for me to understand that the almond croissant is going to be there tomorrow and I'm allowed to have it when I really want it. And on those days, having it truly made me feel happy without any regrets. So if you're ready to try intuitive eating, I'd say Give yourself some time to get used to understanding your hunger levels, which for me can vary so much from day to day. Some days I'm hungry in the morning, some days I can push breakfast to past 1 o'clock, some days I eat 2,500 calories and some only 1,700. And that I think is very different from when I was tracking calories, because when I was tracking calories, I was trying to eat the same calories every day. Definitely something to get used to when you move into intuitive eating. I hope you enjoyed this video and you might like this one next.